All right, ladies and gentlemen, searchers alike, a few more of these copper transitional pennies have been found, discovered, and now they are slated to go on sale in August during the Stack's Bowers A&A auction. That's right. So what's all the buzz about these coins that some of the purists already know and are talking about? Well, as some of you already know, the magical year is 1982. In 1982 and previous, the U.S. Mint produced pennies upon millions of them in true copper form. So they were copper pennies. You know, you threw them onto the table. They made a higher pitched ring. They were a little bit heavier. That was the intrinsic type of metal that was found in these coins prior to 1982. However, during that same year, that's why they call it a transitional. So they went from one type of composite, alloy, whatever you want to call it, and they produced the pennies onto a new alloy called zinc. In fact, it's a copper-coated zinc. If you were to cut one of the modern pennies in half, you would see the silvery white core in there. They weigh a lot less, and apparently they cost a lot less to produce back, in comparison to these copper coins that were produced before 1982. However, pennies are still expensive to make. They cost about, 2 or 3 cents to produce one penny for use out in commerce. So the big deal is, during this auction, 2 more discovered transitional coins that were never supposed to happen, will be put on auction. They'll be put to the test. How much will they sell for remains to be seen, and that's the million-dollar question. One of the coins featured is the coin that you see here. It's a 1982D. It's a Denver minted example. And for those of you that are searching through your copper boxes or your penny boxes that you get at the bank, please be mindful. The 1982 small date Denver was only intended to be produced as a zinc alloy coin. However, since the discovery of the first example last year, there's been 2 examples that have been discovered since. And these are real money makers, guys. In fact, the last example I think sold somewhere north of $20,000. Now, seeing as how there's a second example of this coin, and there's also an example of a 1983D that's also going to be on auction during the A&A auction through Stack's Bowers. So there's going to be 2 examples. The conservative estimate will be somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. The more of these that become discovered, the lesser in value that these are going to be. It's all about supply and demand. All right, and the error group of coin collectors is kind of a small group to begin with. So for those people that want a copy of the transitional copper to zinc type coin, like what this 1982D is, there will be on sale during the upcoming A&A auction through Stack's Bowers in August. So while they're still worth quite a bit of money, again, add this to your search. Make sure you weigh each coin individually that you suspect might be a copper planchet coin that should be a zinc. Hopefully everything made sense. No pun intended. Again, a copper coin will weigh 3.11 grams. So I want to thank you guys for joining in on this video. It's more or less a bulletin to let you guys know that a couple more have been discovered, and all hands on deck, of course. The challenge is finding one of these out in pocket change. So you guys keep discovering, you keep searching like the mad, furious variety hunters that you are. And I am your host, Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you for joining, and you guys enjoy the last day of the month. I'll see you in July.